So you're thinking about opening up your own business, and we're going to talk today about the health and fitness industry, opening up a gym or a studio. We're going to talk about all the different things that are involved. I'm not going to go into depth on all these things because there's a lot of them, but I just want to give you an idea of the things that you're going to need to, get your head around. And all these things you can get help with, okay? So don't be overwhelmed. One of my sort of personal spiritual beliefs is that all the help we need is available to us. And furthermore, the people who can help, they're happy to. I know if somebody needs help from me, I'm really happy to help. I know that I've received heaps of help in my time. So one of the themes of my life is support. You give it, you receive it. That's just how it should work. So as a person thinking about opening up their own business, you got to understand what it's going to cost, what's the opening investment, and how can I make sure that I do not exceed that opening investment. Really important to stick with your numbers. Opening up a fitness studio, a wellness centre, you need to find the right site. And there's about 15 criteria that go into choosing the right location. So what are those criteria and why are they important? There's going to be a legal side of it. You're going to need to get a company set up. You're going to need a solicitor to look at the commercial lease. Your solicitor is going to deal with the solicitor for the building owner. There's going to be an accounting side of it. Again, company setup, ABN, tax file number, GST registration, linking your trading name to your company name. All these things have got to be done. You've got to set up your bank accounts. You've got to get an internet merchant number so people can pay by direct debit through the bank. You're going to need a website. You're going to need a CRM. That's a customer relationship management software system to manage your business. And you're going to need an app because everyone needs an app these days. You're going to need social media accounts. You're going to need to source the equipment and purchase it, of course. You're going to need insurance, public liability, professional indemnity. That's a criteria of the lease. And then there's the other types of insurance, theft and fire, contents, that sort of stuff. Before you do open, you're going to need to go through a 6 to 10 week pre-opening sales and marketing campaign. What's the best strategy? Should I do a trial, pay $29 and come and try the studio for a week, and you also get a one-on-one session? That's a trial. An offer is different. An offer is like, a membership's normally $59, but the first 50 people will get $49. There's pros and cons with each, but we tend to go with a trial, and there's reasons for that. You got to do the timetable. How do I do that? What's going to be popular? What area am I in? What classes do I need? How many? There's a little formula for how many members you have and how many classes you will need. You also want people to look at the timetable who are thinking about joining your club and find the timetable really appealing and attractive. You got to know your numbers. So financial literacy is a huge thing. A lot of people enter the fitness industry because they are passionate about fitness, but when you get into business ownership, you realize that the fitness part of it is a very small part of it, and you're going to need to know a lot of other things as well. Every business has a secret sauce, a reason why it works, a secret sauce. So what's your secret sauce? Do you have an element of innovation? Do you provide great value to your members? Do you have business systems? What's a system? A system's a procedure for every part of the business. A system does lots of things, it makes us consistent. It makes a good person great because they get the support of a system. Probably bad example, but McDonald's, consistent hamburger. Big Mac, same all over the world, made by a 15-year-old. That's a pretty amazing system. Financial projections, how much money am I going to make in the first year, the second year, the third year? How do I map that out? Members multiplied by the membership rate. What are all my expenses? What's the profit going to be? Don't forget to take off the GST. Don't forget to allow for tax. How do you build up an asset that's worth something? So, in business, it's great to build up a strong income, but you can also build up an asset that you can sell. What's going to make it more sellable? What's going to make it worth more? It's going to be worth more if it's systemized and it doesn't require you to be there all the time. No one wants to buy that business. What's your end game? Do you want a great place where you can come and work 3 or 4 days a week? Or do you want to build up a business that works without you? Or do you want to build up an asset to sell? They're all examples of end games. I just want to come back to how a business can operate without you. Well, that comes back to systems. It comes back to the team. It comes back to the type of business they choose to open up. Some businesses have a lot of revenue. They might have a lot of group exercise classes, a lot of personal training, a lot of gym members, but they're real monsters to run and they're hard to extricate yourself from. We want a business that is easy to operate, that makes good money, that doesn't cost much to set up. You're going to have a couple of different types of teams. You've got your internal team, that's mostly your instructors, possibly a general manager. And you're going to have your external team. You're going to need a bookkeeper, you're going to need an accountant, you're going to need a solicitor. You might even need a coach. Support, do you need support? Where's it coming from? What are your strengths? How can you work to your strengths? How can you make sure you're not doing stuff that you hate? Because the stuff that you hate is going to be someone else's strength. Recruitment, where are you going to get your team members from? How can we keep them coming? You can have a great business, but if you haven't got the right team or enough of them, you're going to struggle. Leadership, no one really trains us for that. What makes a good leader? How are you going to inspire your team and your members? Branding, what does branding mean? What's the difference between building a brand and building a business? There is a difference. There's a boatload of admin that goes into these businesses. How are you going to strengthen your studio culture? What are you going to do? Do you have ways of letting your members know they're appreciated? Are you going to be known for your studio parties? And finally, what are you doing to grow yourself? They say that a business will never outgrow the level of personal development of its leader. So are you reading books? Are you going to seminars? Do you have mentors, coaches, advisors where you can learn from? Are you speaking to other studio owners that are doing really well? Are you going to conferences? There's all these ways that you can learn, or are you just doing the same stuff all the time, doing the stuff that you know? Are you doing things the way they've always been done? Can they be done better? So, thinking about opening a business, lots to consider. It can all be done, and it's actually really enjoyable.